note for note in the initial parts of it and the first few bars. And I was like, wow.
Huh.
I feel like I need to get up and, start swinging my pickaxe.
There are zombies all around.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
What is the... I had a couple of critiques, one from a nurse. I can't remember her full name, but I think it's Sandy on Facebook, saying that her and some of her fellow nurses were criticizing that, implying to me, and I tried to follow up with her, but I don't think I got a chance to get the response. But, I mean, what is the death rate of a cesarean in pre-industrial society? Like, was that just a death sentence? Or, because, like, she was like, do you make no effort at all to stitch her up?
Well, the trouble was that she was already bleeding, right? She was already bleeding profusely.
Think about Herschel. And, yeah, you'd have the risk of infection and stuff, but it's
but his wound was easily accessible. Like, all they had to do was put a stump on that thing. Like, put a towel on it and give him some antibiotics, and he's good.
Yeah.
But how do you dig around in Lori's abdomen and try to sew things up?
Well, I think you just would sew up I think Herschel could do it. Herschel could for sure.
But Herschel's not around, and they can't risk going out there.
Well, the other thing is, why wouldn't you, try to buy 30 more minutes? I mean... what if you wait for Lori to die and then take the child out? Would that put it? I don't know. I wish I'd gotten some medical feedback on that, but I don't know how valid that critique is. I'm just saying that a bunch of nurses were kind of skeptical that they gave up so quickly, that might not have been a lost cause.
Possibly. I have no knowledge about that.
It seems like a cesarean in those conditions would be an almost sure death sentence from the infection alone. My God. I
mean, we kind of skipped the scene here where Andrea is trying to convince Michonne to stay another day, but it's really short.
She's not convinced. She's just saying how it is. And Michonne's going along with it. Is she?
Yeah, I guess she is. I mean, she's not leaving.
Yeah,
right
and
now,
Michonne's calling but like, this is literally the third time you said this.
Yeah. She says, I heard you the first time.
Right.
So, and then we get to the death scene where Lori gives Carl some final words of wisdom and gets her innards turned outward. Not so good for Lori.
Wait, do you hear that? I think it's a Fiesta music again. Let's not lose sight of the fact that we don't have to worry about, she can't hurt us anymore, Jim.
That's true.
She's like Michael Myers at the end of the final Halloween. She's gone. She can't come back. Or can she? I got a surprising amount of feedback saying that people are like, could she return as a zombie?
No. See, we were IMing today back and forth. And you said that some people were making the argument that she may not be dead, even though Carl supposedly shot her in the head.
She may not be dead.
And I asked you, do you mean she may come back as a zombie? And you said no, she may not be dead.
As I processed the feedback, I got both. I got probably 4 or 5 people saying that we didn't see her die. Maybe they'll, Rick will be like, "What the fuck? We should find her," and she'll still be weak pulse. And
I'll give you. Andrew came back. We didn't see him die, but we also didn't see his guts laying on the floor. Nothing was pulled out from inside of him.
Okay. Could she come back as a zombie? Could Carl not have... So do you think
that's a possibility?
I don't think Carl would do that.
No,
I think the show... I would call bullshit on the show to have Carl not follow through. Because he doesn't want to see his mom walking around any more than we do.
No, he's the one who suggests, hey, we can't leave her here.
Right. So...
And then he says, I should do it. So.
Yeah, I don't subscribe to any of those theories. It's a damn shame the show has left this plot thing open by playing the horseshit game with Andrew. But
I kind of like the editing here where they go back and they show the flashback of him talking with his dad up in the barn. And he says,
"Oh, I remember that was an emotional scene last year.
Yeah, everybody's gonna die. No more kid stuff. Me, you, your mom.
Yep.
And right as they say your mom, they hand him the gun that he now used to shoot his mom. So,
really, really effective editing.
Yeah, pretty good there. We go back over to Rick and crew, who find T-Dog's body and Carol's do-rag, and they instantly assume that Carol's dead. And I don't know why, because there was no sign of Lori and Carl.
You'd think that her body would be there too.
Yeah.
I
don't get that at all.
Also, kudos to the show for giving Carol a do-rag just so they can leave it behind.
Yeah, that's totally why it was there.
Yeah.
She's never had anything on her head before, and this episode...
No.
They also tell Herschel that I'm sorry, Herschel, Beth, Maggie, and Carl, when they show up with the baby, they tell her that everybody's dead. And Rick loses his shit when he hears about Lori. You want to talk about this?
Okay, so last weekend I saw the old Popeye live-action movie starring Robin Williams.
Great film, yeah.
And like when Popeye
Classic.
would get beat, he'd get this like punch-drunk kind of like wobbly walk.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, Andrew Lincoln was doing an homage to that.
It was either that or he was doing an homage to Shane, because Shane walked around like that every once in a while when he got mad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But
He had the Popeye walk.
Yeah, I was like, that took me out of it. And then his accent, every time he gets strong emotion, anger or sadness, it's kind of like Lori Holden's face. Like when she's smiling and pleasant looking, she's a beautiful woman. When she is angry or sad, it is savage.
Or happy.
And with Andrew, when he is sad or angry, his accent gets savage.
Yeah.
And first of all, I thought it's horse. Again, I've said it on Facebook. I'll say it now. I feel like your responsibility as a father, let alone a father in a dictatorship, is to keep your shit together for your son. Mm-hmm. I mean, he starts to go to Carl and doesn't make it over there, falls over, curls up in a fetal position, and just rocks back and forth. Like, go comfort your son, asshole. Collapse with him. You know, I mean, that's your one. And I feel like the show better acknowledged that was kind of a little bit of a failure, and that also made him look weak in front of the group.
Yeah.
And that Carl remembers that his dad did that too. Because if they don't and they just gloss over and everything's the same, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
But we'll see. We'll see how they handle it. I just didn't. For the people that were saying, and we had several feedbacks saying that, like, wow, what a powerful performance. Yeah. I would not describe that performance as powerful.
No, it wasn't the tearjerker that we had predicted last week through the spoilers.
Right.
In my opinion. Do you think that this scene here at the end and the events with killing his mother and stuff have cemented Carl in the emotionless killing machine zone?
We'll see. I mean, I don't.
I
hope not, because
flip back toward.
I mean, I feel like
kid.
that. No, no. I feel like this is him This is his growing up sequence, and that's going to lead. I think him just becoming an emotionless killing machine would be uninteresting. I think him wrestling with this and struggling with his relationship with his dad and his newborn sister and all that's going to shake out. That's going to be
struggling with it there in that scene.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's doing what his father should have done, I think.
I'm telling you,
which is take it a little bit more like a man.
Well, I mean, I didn't grow up in a zombie apocalypse, but I was a older child who was an only child at the time that had a little sister come into the world and fuck up my shit and take my parents' attention away from me, and I didn't handle that necessarily well all the time. Mm-hmm. It's cool now that we're both adults and we can like laugh about it, but it's kind of a strain. Add the zombie apocalypse and your mom dying because of her
and shooting her in the head,
and your dad maybe going a little crazy, and you have to shoot her down to keep from being a zombie. That is going to be a lot of issues to work through.
Yeah, looking forward to watching.
That's some high octane nightmare fuel
for sure. That's it. That's the end of the episode. Rick falls on the ground. Probably hurt his knee, I'd imagine. That was some solid concrete. And we fade to black. I have to give Idiot Survivor of the Week. I have to give it to someone. I can't give it to no one, so I have to give it to Andrea for believing the governor's lies.
Yeah, but
there was really nothing that dumb in this episode.
I would have given it to Carol just for hesitating and almost wasting T-Dog sacrifice.
But she didn't. She eventually got out.
Yeah.
Andrea's still fooled.
Give her the Lifetime Achievement Award then.
Yeah.
Had that carry the day.
So there we go. That's it for the recap.
So before we get into our feedback, we've got some housekeeping. We've got our sponsorship. Those of you that followed us on the Breaking Good podcast were aware that we had a sponsorship with Audible, and they decided to pick us up for part of this season too. So thank you for them. Audible.com, if you've not tried it, if you go to audiblepodcast.com/baldmove, you get a free audiobook download. And they have over 100,000 titles available. including the like Lord of the Rings. Do you have I think you
Yeah,
have a book recommendation?
The movie's coming out pretty soon, so I would recommend people go check out Cloud Atlas. It's actually up there as an audiobook. So
Man, I want to
that's
see
what
that
I'm going to check out.
movie really badly.
Yeah, it
In
looks
fact,
really
I think
cool.
I'm going to see it tomorrow night, Wednesday night.
And there was an awesome interview with Tom Hanks on the Nerdist.
Yes,
so go
there
listen to that
was.
too.
Yes, there was.
I don't think that's on Audible, but
Yeah, if you hate Chris Hardwick, you should listen to that podcast because it will partially rehabilitate
yeah.
your opinion of him. He's not that bad of a guy.
But go check out Cloud Atlas. Yeah, I think you have to sign up for a 30-day free trial to get that free book. So
Right. But it's you don't have to put in a credit card or anything. It's
No.
completely free. You just it's a free promotion as a fan of our show, and I've actually signed up, tried it. It's pretty good stuff.
I was going to say, I think once you try the free trial, you might sign up for the full thing. I think it's
Right.
$15 a month
Right.
to do the actual membership to get
Right.
a bunch of free books.
Yeah.
So.
Check it out. Had lots of positive feedback on it. On to our feedback. And again, we had reams. We had reams and reams and reams. Set new records for individual emails, Facebook comments, Facebook private messages. So going forward, I'm going to have to institute like season finale rules, and that like, you know, if you're sending in something about just if you thought the episode was awesome, you can send it and I'll probably respond to you, but I just don't have time to read it.
Yeah.
So it's basically we're looking for original stuff, funny stuff, and the first one, if you got something original and 6 other people sent it in, I roll with the first one that sent it to me.
Yeah.
So if you didn't get something read, you probably got a personal response from me, and also know that it's probably just, you know, you had other people brought up the take. And if you think I did miss something, send it on to me and make a note of that, and I'll see if I can get it into the next cast. But that's the other thing is, it's really hard to read feedback from the previous cast and episodes when you're already packed to the rafters. It's a good problem to have.
We get more than
I just
enough.
hate. You don't understand how much I hate having to cut emails because I know
hated it too.
it's a big part of our cast. That's always been a cornerstone of our cast as a listener feedback segment.
Yeah, I think that's something that we do that a lot of other casts don't do, and I feel
Right.
like they're worse for it.
And when it gets to the point where it's so bursting to seams that you have to wholesale just skip people, I don't like it. It hurts. So anyway, feedback. Eric R.
It's like having your guts torn open.
Eric R. was on fire. I didn't read a lot of Facebook feedback, but I thought these were pretty funny. He said he knew that T-Dog was a goner without listening to spoilers. He had more than one line in the opening sequence. Poor T-Dog. He also had a comment on Carl. He said, zombie apocalypse not going to phase him. Watching his father kill his surrogate uncle, no problem. Having to stare at his mother as she spreads eagle while giving birth, that's going to leave a scar. Tariff QC wanted to know if anyone else picked up on Carol saying to T-Dog that they had a pact. She'd like to know more about that. This is one of those things like Peggy had with what's his dude from
Ken
from Mad Men. It's an off-screen thing, but presumably it's one of those things like Vasquez had with Hicks from Aliens, right?
Okay.
So like if one of us goes, we both go. You'll make sure, you know, if I'm going to turn, you make sure you kill me before I do.
Yeah.
I mean, do you have a different take on that?
No, I think it was off screen. I don't remember anything about it before.
But you think that's the gist of it?
Yeah.
All right, Juwan TD said, like just juxtaposition of the calm, idyllic Woodbury and the seemingly idyllic prison before it went to shit, it really begs the question, where would you rather be? The governor may be a sadistic tyrant, but he's got the liquor, the women, and the fresh food, and clean sheets. I'd pick the governator over the dictatorship. Dude drinking good whiskey with real whiskey glasses. Agree?
Yeah.
Just from what the characters know.
Certainly from what the characters know. I mean, it's a much better place.
Let me ask you
No
this.
doubt.
If you knew that the governor had the wall full of fish tanks full of heads, and that he massacred the National Guard because he's afraid they might come over and take over, would you still prefer the dictatorship or the governorship over the dictatorship?
No. I think the heads seal it, man. You can't have a fish tank full of heads and be a normal guy.
Well, but maybe he would argue, like, look, this keeps me focused. I look at every night, I see the danger that's out there, and it keeps me motivated. This is what I'm protecting the world from.
It's the killer within.
It's the
That's
killer
all
within.
I'm saying.
Moving on, Matthew Henry said, I may be in a minority here, but I actually liked Andrew Lincoln's breakdown at the end of the episode. So I put in 2 responses that are contra mine. It felt honest and real. People express grief in so many ways. It hardly ever looks like it's what it's so often portrayed on TV and movies. Lincoln's performance was jarring and uncomfortable because we saw Rick at his most vulnerable and intimate. If you laughed at it, maybe it's because it made you feel a bit uncomfortable. It means you felt something. No. You can't play that game with me. Don't play that psychoanalysis shit with me, Matthew. I'm not having it. And really, yeah, I think I will just stand by that it was a bizarre choice. And yes, people do lose their shit differently, but I was expecting better from Rick because to this point, his core values is protecting Carl. And he absolutely did not do that.
Sure. Yeah.
And I did. I the second, third, fourth time I watched it, I didn't feel any more moved. Lori? Yes. Rick? No. Michael Lovin said, what I love is that when Rick sees Carl, when he leans over as though he's going to console him, he loses it. It was beautiful. It was Lincoln's crawl space moment. Yeah, I went there, and I stand by it forever. Is this anywhere near as strong as the crawl space moment?
Get out of town.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, come on now.
Cranston versus a bad Southern accent?
Yeah.
It's Cranston all the way.
Now, like, if Cranston was trying to pull off an English accent...
and
his wife just got murdered in the zombie apocalypse by, an incompetent veterinarian's daughter. Maybe. I don't know. It's apples to oranges at the very, very best.
Yeah, he's no Cranston.
He's no Cranston. D. Candlish says, how are they going to feed that kid? I know it's awful, and I'm a parent. Nothing good can come from her.
How are they going to feed the kid?
She's like, look.
It's a valid point.
I know it's awful, and I'm a parent. Anytime you have to, what do you call that?
Qualify it.
Anytime you got to qualify that shit, something bad's coming on.
Sure.
But I honestly think in that case, they should have killed the baby, too. That'd have been a feel-good episode.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a hassle they don't need.
You could go full Freddy Got Fingered on it, swinging around by the umbilical cord.
Shit.
Yeah, that'd be real good television.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe the Spartan approach would be best in this life.
How are they going to feed it, though? That's a valid question.
You just leave it out behind the, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. Sandy Williams Anderson. I'm sorry, as much as I hate Lori, I don't understand that death at all. Oh, this was the nurse. I was with the group and we were talking some, so maybe we missed something, or maybe it's because we're all nurses, but we were shocked that they just killed Lori within minutes. Look at how much they worked to save Herschel, but not even a thought of trying for Lori. And I assume Carl shot her in the head to keep her from turning into a zombie, but they didn't even check a pulse or anything to see if she was dead. We were totally confused. Plus, I would have rather seen her torn apart by zombies. Well, we get to the real.
Yeah, there's the real.
And honestly, that would have been the real fiesta. This is a sham
limb
fiesta.
Limb for limb, just pulled apart.
She should have gotten a T-Dog treatment.
Oh, yeah.
Only with more zombies.
And more gore.
And a little bit longer lasting on it.
Yeah. I feel like...
This is a sham
fiesta.
Fiesta.
I feel like...
I'm so mad I can't even say fiesta.
This is the nurse equivalent of me watching Jurassic Park when they say, this is a Unix system. I know that. And the nurses are thinking,
right.
Oh, this is a C-section. I know that. Oh, wait, no, I don't.
Right.
Because they're doing it totally wrong.
You got this idiot's like, I don't know if this is a head or a leg.
Yeah.
Remind me, which one? Is 5 fingers and toes, or is there 6 fingers and 4 toes? How does a baby work? I don't know.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah, me either. Adam in, this is a faux fiesta. We got robbed the real fiesta. Fuck you, Glenn Mazzara. Adam in says, everything to do with Andrew is bullshit. He got out of that closed-off area. He didn't have the axe then. How the hell did that happen?
Yeah.
He ditched the zombies. He found an axe and gas in an area Rick had been scavenging for 8 months.
He survived for 2 weeks.
He killed a deer with an axe in a zombie-infested woods where the last episode it was clearly shown that his smoke monster from Lost is lurking about. He snuck back in multiple times without being seen, then he died. Also, I find it hard to believe T-Dog wouldn't have a melee weapon on him. And why didn't he just take down the 2 zombies and curb stomp them? We know he could have.
Yeah.
Hard to argue with that, Adam.
Should have been more zombies.
Michelle K said, yeah,
that was a problem with this episode.
Needed more zombies.
Not enough zombies.
Michelle K says, for one thing, I felt like poor Iron E. Singleton was given the Dale treatment on the show. Have him be an annoying background character that we barely got to know during the entire first and second season and then make him suddenly become the moral center of the group who tries to talk to everyone else and is sparing to condemn prisoners' lives. Wow, that really is a parallel.
Yeah.
Of all the forced character development in the first half hour of the show, and then he's dead. It's a shame that the writers didn't explore his character more, and pardon me if I sound too annoyingly PC, but I can't help but feeling T-Dog was kept around as a token black guy until Michonne and what's-his-name in Woodbury who gave her the eyes. Now they're in the picture, sayonara T-Dog. Not just that.
And what about Oscar?
Oscar.
Yeah.
Oscar's got the TBG going now.
Yep.
I sure hope Irony's next acting gig affords him a few more lines and a hell of a lot more depth.
Yeah.
Cosign.
Agree.
Another thing is, with Lori's exit on the show, I feel like we're not only deprived of some major confrontation between her and Rick, we also didn't see enough of what drove the family apart in the first place. All we learned about the fractured "my son hates me" relationship between Carl and Lori was Lori saying, "My son hates me." Yeah. Why the fuck didn't we see this happening before Mazzara and co. decided to kill Lori off the show? The very wrenching scene between mother and son that capped off the heavy drama in Ep 4 would have been more believable, in my opinion, if the audience had a chance to see and feel the tension that driven them apart, according to Lori talking to Herschel only 3 episodes earlier. Yes.
Yeah.
And I think we've said this a couple times. Cardinal sin on this show is they like to talk about things instead of showing things.
Okay, there must be multiple cardinal sins then, because that's not the biggest offense.
All right.
Certainly.
All right.
But you're right. Yeah, they did not show any of that.
Thomas N. says, I'm nearly a 17-year-old guy, but I still cried watching Rick realize that he's lost his wife. Andrew Lincoln deserves an Emmy.
Wow. Strong words.
Strong words. And guess what? That's only the 4th episode in a season of 16.
Good point.
We made that point, but it is unbelievable the pace this show is setting.
Yeah, I stole that point from him. Sorry.
Jordan B. says, Maggie turns out to be the hero of the show to me. Despite her obvious physical disgust over what she was doing, she kept it together and got the job done and delivered a healthy non-zombie baby. Yeah, you can't estimate how tough it is to cut on living flesh.
Oh, I bet.
Like, if you had to cut a person you know open and deliver a baby like that with a fucking grungy knife in a dark prison, that's hellacious.
Yeah, it is.
So, yeah, she deserves some sort of medal for that. My favorite scene this week was right after Maggie peeked out the door and shut it with the baby in her arms. She turns around and hears a gunshot from Carl going off. The next thing we see is Carl, completely stone-faced, walking like a man with a purpose. I feel like this was almost Breaking Bad quality in the way it was played off. After rewatching the scene again, he looked a lot like a young boy looks in his face and in his eyes prior to pulling the trigger. The shot they did of his face showed a completely different Carl. He wasn't any longer the boy, he was a man. And the look in his eyes and on his face completed a transformation that we've seen building up since the end of Season 2 when he shot Shane. It's a great way to play the scene off and coupled with very well at the barn scene from Season 2 and had me in tears at the pain I felt for Carl.
Yeah. I really thought he did a great job in this episode and in this season. I mean, we've seen how he, like he was saying there, how it built to that. I mean, we saw his skills, the stuff that he had developed over the past 8 months during the unbearable Georgia winter. And now we actually see his attitude, not just his skills, but his mental state too.
Danny J says, a moment of silence for T-Dog. He gave us 2 whole seasons of it.
All right.
Spencer R. said, I really enjoyed the episode, but I have a really big issue with T-Dog being killed off. I just find it hard to believe that the writers would keep this character around so long and have absolutely 0 character development across 2 seasons. I was so sure he'd be safe until he had a confrontation with Merle, which I was really looking forward to seeing. Arguably, Merle was the only other person that T-Dog had any meaningful character interaction with.
Yeah,
that would have been epic.
I thought that was the whole purpose for not killing Merle.
Yeah.
To have them reconfront.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Merle clearly blames Rick more than T-Dog at this point, though.
Yeah, and, I mean, there's going to be some interesting stuff, I'm sure, if Merle and Daryl get back together.
Yeah.
Tensions will be high there, but...
I guess maybe now
but
that you're
adding
saying it
to
that
it
way.
would have been T-Dog.
Sure. More options, not less.
Yeah.
Lori's death this early in the season is shocking, continues Spencer. My question for you guys is, who do you think will serve as the child's mother figure? Obviously, Rick will be too busy protecting the group to look after it. I think Carol seems like the obvious choice, but possibly Maggie or Beth could too.
Yeah, I'm going with Maggie.
No way Beth could do it. I mean, Carl's got the eyes for her.
Yeah, Beth's too busy playing Doodlebug. I think it'll be Maggie, honestly.
Yeah.
With the way that all went down, it's pretty firmly Maggie's.
Yeah, I would say probably caring for the child too, the infant.
That's what I meant.
Oh, I'm talking about
it's
Carl.
her responsibility.
Okay. Ryan from Salt Lake City. Here's what worries me most about going forward. It's going to take some writing skills of the highest caliber to successfully pull off this whole infant situation and make it contribute to the story. All respect for what the writers have done with the season so far, but I have my doubts. If it's handled at all in a gratuitous way or weighs down the story arc a la Sophia, it can be a big problem. Agreed.
Yeah.
You said that. Like, there's really no place for a baby in the zombie apocalypse.
No. What are they going to do?
Yeah.
That's why I wanted it to be a zombie baby. Well, that's one of the reasons.
And you're a sick fucker, too.
There's that.
Our old buddy Levi Jeans from the Personal Arrogance podcast crew. Did you know that I sat in for Jesse because speaking of zombie babies, he spawned successfully a baby with his girlfriend. Did not have I don't know if it was cesarean or not, but they didn't die. No one died.
No one died.
No one had to be shot.
Involved.
There was no zombies at all. It's a real world. And I sat with Eric, and we did a cast last week. We talked about Walt Disney taking over LucasArts and sports ethics and the funniest fucking campaign commercial I've ever heard.
Okay.
Eric dug up an obscure state senate race from South Dakota. It's epic.
I can't wait to hear it. I haven't had a chance, but
it's good stuff.
I'll get there.
So Levi spits fire. He says, my only real observation regarding the death of T-Dog is the corresponding rise of Dexter, which is the comic book name of Oscar. Can there be only one male black character? T-Dog dies as Dexter fights alongside Rick and Daryl. Then Andrew appears, another black male, and Dexter promptly executes him. Is this an African-American Highlander subplot? Is it specifically males, or will it come down to Dexter versus Michonne? I got to give a hat tip to Brett R., who had the same African-American Highlanders
really?
Angle on it.
Wow.
Yeah. There can be only one. We'll know for sure if lightning shoots out of
Oscar,
out of Andrew and into Oscar.
Yeah.
Michelle C. says, about 5 minutes into this episode, I was slightly pissed off at myself for sticking around last week for your massive spoilers, but quickly remembered that Lori dies this episode. Yes! I began giggling like a schoolgirl as each spoiler came true, waiting for the moment of her death. But was it just me, or was that scene terrible? I didn't believe for 1 second any of her emotions as she was preparing her son for her impending death. Shit, the kid who plays Carl is more believable, and I'm usually a sucker for touching mother-child scenes. I actually found myself laughing, and I'm a mother of 4. Yeah, I
can't agree with that. I'm sorry.
I'm not going to hate on Michelle C. because I'd be judging.
Yeah, I'm not going to hate on her. I just can't agree.
Glass bricks from a glass house.
Glass bricks onto a brick house.
Yeah,
or something.
I just don't agree. Like I said, it lumped me up the last time I watched it.
The thing I do agree with her is that Riggs did a great job.
Yes,
the kid.
Let's see. Jesse B sent in some haiku.
Okay.
Titled "Kill Her Within." T-Dog died a boss. Carl blew out Lori's brains. Rick spazzed in the yard. Carol is missing. Oscar and co. joined Team Grimes. Now who else will die?
That's a good question. I don't know who'll die.
To be a real haiku, you had to work in a seasonal reference, like the unseasonably cold Georgia winter.
Oh, I thought it had to just be something with nature, but that would have been a good one.
That nature would do too.
Didn't he mention something about the yard? Rick in the yard?
Yeah, that's grass.
The yard
but
is grass.
The second haiku stands. That's not a real haiku.
Oh, true. Yeah,
you need to work in plum blossoms blooming or something in there.
Sure.
Jesse got a new blog where he's reviewing pop culture and Walking Dead, among other things, at theproperreview.wordpress.com. So check it out.
He's doing proper reviews.
Proper. Rachel from Cleveland. At this point, will Carl have any sympathy for his dad? That's my worry, Rachel. Yeah. After all, Rick has been cold and distant with Lori, granted so has Carl, but witnessing her strength with Herschel and then with her delivery, I think Carl's perception of Lori changed. Can he forgive his father, or will he hold it against Rick? Is there a rift coming between father and son? Stay tuned next week. Nicole, who, if you haven't been following the spoiler sections, wrote us in with some critical analysis of some of the comments we made regarding rape.
Daryl specifically.
Specifically getting raped. She actually wrote it in for another feminist take. She said, I don't know if you're familiar with the trope of the fallen woman. Basically, for hundreds of years, there was only two major female character types. There was the Madonna and the whore. Women were either bastions of chastity or they were Jezebel. The storyline for the fallen woman was always the same. A woman starts out as chaste but is seduced or tricked by, or in some 19th century literature, actually raped by a ne'er-do-well. She usually then becomes pregnant, leading to her being outcast by society. The end is always, always death, but not before she has a moment of repentance, often on her deathbed. Does this sound familiar? Lori's married to Rick. He's still alive, although she doesn't know it, but she's seduced by Shane. When Rick comes back, you see the guilt start to eat away at her. The moment she decides to keep the baby, I knew she was a goner. I didn't realize just how perfectly the writers would have her fit the mold, though. Her last words to Carl were, if it feels wrong, if it feels easy, don't do it. Don't let this world spoil her. Or spoil you.
Yep.
I hope that they wouldn't make her follow this path. I mean, her infidelity literally caused her death. If she had not shacked up with Shane, she wouldn't have become pregnant and then die in childbirth. It's really not a subtle message.
That's the really good feedback I was talking about
Yeah.
before. It's dead on.
I love it when you get literary on us, listeners.
We're a sucker for that.
I'm going to have to skip a few because I think we're running low on time.
Okay.
Bobby H. from Pittsburgh says, you mentioned Atlanta is the zombie capital. He took offense. I have to dispute that, as Pittsburgh, specifically the borough of Monroeville, which is where George C. Romero filmed Dawn of the Dead, as well as most of his other films.
As resident zombie expert, I feel personally responsible for not pointing that out. Yeah, that was the mall where they filmed Dawn of the Dead.
Also, Monessen, Pennsylvania, just south of Pittsburgh, is home of practical effects wizard Tom Savini, who runs a monster movie makeup school, the Douglas Education Center. Atlanta might be an emerging zombie market, but Pittsburgh is the home of the zombie genre.
Yes, the original home of the zombie.
That's all we've got until we get to the spoiler section, which we have still a lot more stuff to cover.
We do. All right, in that case, let's go to the outro.
So if you'd like to add to our growing pile of feedback, you can send it in to the watchingdead@baldmove.com. You can follow me on Facebook at facebook.com/baldmove for our rollicking discussion there. And also follow Jim's live tweets at Twitter @baldmove. Ways that you can support us. The biggest way, like we talked about at the top of the show, is leave us an iTunes review. If you haven't done so already and you've got iTunes, pop over to our cast, give us an appropriate star rating. Anything helps. And what that does is helps us rise to the top of iTunes podcast rankings, and that's how we get more listeners. It's crazy the amount of traffic we get from iTunes. It's by far and away.
It's
by far and away
90.
the biggest promotion thing that we got going on.
Yeah.
Second is tell your friends. Share links on Facebook, pass around on Twitter. If you're talking Walking Dead at the office, mention our cast. We'd love to have that. Third, use our Amazon affiliate link. This is the way we pay for the podcast. All the terabytes we push out cost money, and we appreciate everyone. If you're buying stuff on Amazon anyway, I'm not saying just go and make some pity purchase. I don't want your pity purchase.
No.
But if you're buying whatever on your Amazon Prime account or non-Prime account, use amazon.baldmove.com, and whatever you buy on that ticket only, we get a little tiny kickback on.
Yep.
So we appreciate if you do that, and some people. It's like, especially if you're buying like a Kindle Fire, we get a big percentage of that.
Yeah,
Amazon's pretty generous on that stuff.
It's at least $1.
Stealing money from Jeff Bezos left and right. So help us do that. Did I leave anything else out?
Email? Did you email?
Yeah.
Okay, well then that's it.
I feel like I'm leaving something out.
Nope.
Have a burrito.
No, that's not even what he says.
Don't let Mazzara steal this fiesta from us.
See, I thought you were going for a Nerdist reference.
No,
never mind.
Chris. No, enjoy.
Literally
enjoy your burrito, your taco salad, your salsa, your
chips.
queso con carne, your margarita. Don't let Mazzara spoil this for us.
Yeah, definitely.
This is the little piss flavor just makes the margarita go down that much better.
Ugh. All right, I got to cut us off there. That's it for this week. Join us next time where hopefully stuff will continue to roll downhill because it has been going fast and furious. Until then, I'm Jim.
And I'm Aaron. Bye.
Next episode of AMC's The Walking Dead.
Rick!
Today, we celebrate how far we've come.
Postpone tonight.
No way.
She needs formula, and soon as she won't survive. I'm going for a run.
I'll back you up. We gotta go. You are not making any sense.
We shouldn't be in here.
For a longer look at the next episode.
So the high points of this trailer were Rick looks like he snaps on Glenn. The baby needs formula.
Yep, as we called.
The governor is doing something to celebrate some sort of milestone.
Independence Day.
Poindexter is demonstrating it looks like a homemade zombie suit made out of duct tape.
Oh, I believe it.
I mean, I don't know if he's actually if he's actually getting bit and attacked, or if he's actually demonstrating some sort of new armor. And Michonne pulls her sword on the governor, so things are coming to a head over in Woodbury.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm worried that Andrea has let the window close on when she could have left, or maybe she never could have left. So. Honestly,
I don't know. I felt like at the beginning it might have been okay, but not now.
So spoiler section. In the feedback, Amanda D says, "Dear Jim and Aaron, love your cast. Found it right after season 2 ended. It was a great way to catch up before jumping into season 3. Thank you, Amanda. I want to share a theory that sprouted from your cast. You mentioned the new opening sequence made me actually notice it, when before I just used it as a beer break. Upon closer inspection, I think it's very revealing, and here's my interpretation. While each actor's name is on screen, an image is shown which reveals the plot line for the character of the season. For instance, Andrew Lincoln has a shiny sheriff's badge, which to me stands for leadership. Next to Sarah Wayne how do you pronounce that?
Callies, I think.
Callies?
Yeah.
With a worm and a spent round, which to me says she's worm food, and probably killed by a living person, not a walker. Fiesta time!
She was killed by a living person.
Well, she sent this
Maggie
in.
This
was before the cast.
I know.
Then comes Norman Reedus and 2 crossbow bolts hitting close to the same target, which probably just means he's a badass.
Yep.
Next is Stephen Yeun and the watch, which I take to symbolize the importance of Maggie and Herschel de Glynn, maybe marriage. Now it gets interesting. Laurie Holden's background is a graveyard, so I have to assume she dies. And a comic spoiler alert, I hope she takes Tyrese's place in the comics as the character who gets decapitated when Rick won't let the governor in during a standoff. That would be one of the show's holy shit moments. Really good point.
Yeah.
Because did you make it that far?
I did not make it that far, no, but I've heard.
Okay, so yeah, like when the governor comes in, he has Tyrese captive, who is kind of the T-Dog role, and he threatens to behead him unless they let him into prison, and Rick refuses, and he beheads him.
Yeah.
So, boy, that would be a massive departure from the comics, but they're not afraid to do that.
Could that be a mid-season
season finale? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That would be okay. So next is another interesting one. Chandler Riggs, who plays Carl, has all Sophelia memorabilia in the background, and I can't tell if it points to his lost childhood or something else. Finally, you have Denai Guerrera. I don't know how to pronounce that.
I don't even know who that is.
Who plays Michonne?
Okay.
Shown as a shadowy character behind a door, which I take just as Michonne being really secretive. Thanks for the inspiration. Yeah. No, I think that's great, and especially with now that we know that she died, the spent round and the worms,
and the one bullet that Carl put in her head is that spent round.
Yeah, like that's really ballsy that that they left that kind of clues in there.
Yeah.
So I like that. I like that a lot. You got any other things to say about it? I mean,
nope.
All right. Adam McInn says talks about the governor's name, and he pulls this from there's a book. An actual book called The Rise of the Governor. That's not a comic book. It's just a novel that kind of explains his backstory. So basically his name's Brian. When you read the comics, he says his name is Philip, which is his brother's name. His brother became 20 times more of a crazy, awesome badass than any character in the show, and was killed in front of Brian by his lifelong friend. He began to go crazy right after that as he proceeded to kill the lifelong friend and have his shotgun wounded brother die in his arms. He slowly backed away as zombies emerged from the bushes, jumped on a car out of reach of the zombies, and watched the 2 bodies get eaten. He then killed the crazy military leaders of Woodbury and rose to be the governor. When someone asked his name after he killed the people, he responded with Philip. He constantly tries to out-crazy his brother, it seems, with open mouth kiss on his zombie niece. Now, one part we didn't talk about in the cast is that the governor makes mention of a daughter. and implies that she's still alive.
Yeah.
Now, in the comics, he has a niece that's a zombie that he keeps chained up in his apartment, and he like has a relationship with her. He feeds her, fresh human pieces, and then later he pulls her teeth out, and then he like again open mouth kisses her. It's gross.
This is some messed up stuff.
Anyway, that's why he doesn't like to say his name. You're freaking awesome. And he attached a picture. I'm not at this far. I stopped reading. I can't remember, like around the 70s, and I just made it to this episode or issue 60 on my reread. So we'll see how far I make it this time. I am kind of worried that they are seemingly gunning through. Like, if they complete the prison storyline, they'll have gone through 40 issues of the comic book.
Yeah, they could. I mean, next season they could hit the end of the comics, right?
Yeah, I mean, if they keep it going at this rate.
Yeah.
Brian of the Rosa writes, "What intrigued me about the show from the beginning is it seemed as though the writers gave the walkers the ability to run at a decent pace after humans. The past few episodes, especially the last episode of Season 2, the zombies seem to go after humans at a slow, leisurely pace and not at the fast pace they used to go after humans in the first couple of seasons. Just wondering if I was the only one to notice this. Also, Aaron, why are you reading this in the spoiler section, since this is not spoilery at all?" Good question, Brian. I fucked up.
I don't think Brian asked that question.
That would be an excellent thing to talk about in the next cast. I think I'm just going to copy and paste this for the next time.
Okay.
Yeah, let's not, because I have a lot to say about that particular issue. Mike D said, "After Laurie's change of death from the comics to the TV show, I still believe we'll see the comic death with another character, Maggie. By the look of next week's episode, it doesn't look like Rick is in the right state of mind to take care of the baby." So, Laurie died in the TV show, or in the comic books, during the last invasion from the Woodbury folks when they drove a tank through the prison walls, and the governor shot Laurie as she was running away while she was holding the baby in her arms, and it killed them both.
Oh.
So if they did that with Maggie, if Maggie's presumably the adoptive mother,
Yeah.
that would hurt. That would be some deep hurting.
Yeah, it would be. Wow, a lot of characters are at risk here.
Yeah, you know what? I will say this about this show having balls is I feel pretty sure that Rick and Carl are safe.
Yeah.
But other than that, the bets are off.
Yep, totally. Daryl can't die, right?
I don't know, man. I feel like if they felt that they needed to do that to keep this, I feel like they got this 24 mentality where they're going to try to keep raising the stakes.
Yeah.
And eventually, who would have thought that Robert Kirkman would have killed Tyrese when he did? That was shocking.
Yeah.
Fans hate, because the other thing, I'm actually reading the fan mail at the end of each one. I always skipped that before. People are livid at some of the shit he did. And this is the guy writing the show, helping write and executive produce. So I mean, was Glenn or is Daryl more of a fan favorite than Tyrese was? Arguably not.
I don't know. We said a while back, and I think this was at the beginning of this season, that if Daryl died, we might be off the cast. We might be done with it. But I don't think that's the case anymore. I think the show has gotten good enough to where I can appreciate it without just Daryl being a badass.
Daryl was the only thing to watch for the longest time.
Now I don't think he is.
Oh, no.
So I could stick with the show even if he died.
With that said, if they go to the route of where Glenn and Maggie act as paternal figures while Rick continues to take care of the group, later in the series, when and if the governor attacks a prison, Maggie will suffer the same fate as Laurie did in the comics carrying the baby with Glenn watching. Yeah, that'd be dramatic as hell.
Yeah.
Another feel-good episode of The Walking Dead. And that's all the feedback I have.
All right. Then I suggest we call it a cast.
I think we should do that.
All right. Well, see you guys next time.
Enjoy your burrito.